All right, here's an inspiration picture. Parchment paper keeps your clay from sticking to everything. Here's some polymer clay in red, white, and yellow. Clay tools or skewers and toothpicks. I didn't even end up needing these. And a craft knife. I did use this. You could use a razor blade if you have one. Black seed beads made of glass for the eyes. And a paper clip or some other kind of piece of wire. I bent this, and so the end has a little smiley shape. Now we have eye pins to stick in the top, and jump rings because eye pins are teeny tiny, and if you want to attach it to anything, they'll be super helpful. And that's it. Let's go. So first we'll set up our area. I like to tape the parchment paper down. Of course, it doesn't really stick because it's parchment paper, but at least it'll keep it a little bit still. Tape all the different corners, and then you can put your inspiration picture somewhere. Set out your clay and your knife. So starting with the white, I'm going to cut off a little chunk. And then condition it for a while. So knead it in between your fingers until it gets warm and pliable. I'll set that to the side and do the yellow next. This is definitely more yellow than I ended up using, but it doesn't go to waste. It doesn't dry out or anything. Now wash your hands sometimes or wipe them off if you get color all over them, because you don't want to transfer the color to the other, especially when you're using the white. The red, it would maybe just make it a little bit orange. Now condition your red. And when it's good, you can start rolling it. So we'll roll that into a skinny little worm. When it's skinny enough, wash that red off your hands and do the same thing for the white. I want to make it approximately the same worm. Some people call it a snake, but listen, it's skinny. It's a worm. So now I'm going to grab a little bit more white, and this is going to be for the inside. So it could be, it could be another color that you have lying around, but I wanted to just use the white in case you see it. So I make it into kind of a cube shape, a little bit extra tall. Squeeze it a little bit. This is going to be the tub for the popcorn. So it's kind of a box. I'm going to line my little wormies up next to each other. Slide them close together, and I'll measure. I'm going to go a little bit bigger than the actual box because I can always cut off the extra. So I'll just measure a bunch of slices. Who knows exactly how many I'll need. Line a couple up next to each other, and then I'm going to put the little cube right on top. And then making sure that you alternate your colors so that you have your red and white stripes. You just keep on going around the edge. It's fine if it's not perfectly even or if it's a little bit round. We'll take care of it after. I'm squishing it so that it's a little bit more of a box shape. When I'm happy with how skinny it is, I'm going to make sure my knife is clean and slice off the end. Now I'm going to slice all of the sides straight down so that they're not kind of weird and lumpy. nice and straight, kind of like they're an actual box. Wash my hands again. Now we can set that aside and work on the popcorn. So I conditioned some white and made it into a little, kind of a fatter worm than before, and just rip off little chunks that are about the same size. And for each chunk, I'm using my fingernails to make weird little indents in them. It kind of looks like chewing gum that you found on the ground, but they all work together to make it kind of popcorny looking. Just randomly stick your fingernails in there. If you think it's too many dents, just roll it out and start fresh. So keep going until you have all your popcorns looking like popcorn. Then I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow into the white for some buttered popcorn on top. There. So I'm leaving it a little bit marbled, I guess, so then it looks like there's actually a little butter on the popcorn. I'm going to do the same fingernail stuff that I did for the other ones, and then keep doing that for all your popcorn. There they are. All right. So I'm going to do the eyes before I stick the popcorn on, so it doesn't squish. So you find a face that looks good. And I use my little wire tool to scoop up the bead and stick it in till it just sticks, and then press it in with my finger, but not too hard, because then it'll make your whole thing squished. Put on the other eye. Squish them in, and then you're going to want to squish the other edge in so it's still flat again. Now I'll take the end of my tool that I made into a smiley face shape and squish it in where I think the smile should be. Another little press so you can really see it. There you can see it a little. Then you're going to start putting the popcorn on the top. So I kind of lined it up around the edges, and then some in the middle. Build it up a little. Keep going around, fill everything in. Then you can start adding some buttered popcorn to the top. If you have any gaps, you can add another little popcorn kind of falling off the corner. There he is. Now you grab your eye pin. This is what we're going to stick in so that you can hang on stuff. It can be attached to things. Shove it in. And since I have these buttery popcorn pieces left over, I'll just stick them in a little bit around for a nice popcorny look. There he is. And you're going to bake at 275 degrees Fahrenheit or 135 Celsius for 30 minutes. Now they're all finished and cool. You can put your jump ring on. Now, instead of pulling your jump ring apart, just push a little bit to separate the edges. Then I like to have a little pliers to help me along, and you can put it back together and it stays a nice circle shape. Now you'll do that for all the rest, and here are some things you can do with it. You can make it in a little ornament, hang it on the tree or just anywhere. You can add a little clip to it. You could hang that on a backpack. the world's biggest charm bracelet. Or finally, you can thread it onto a chain or one of these little rubber necklace thingies that you can get at Michael's and probably some of the other craft stores. There you go. There's some little popcorn guys.